seen Penn has decided he wants to date a Ukrainian woman now, but instead of asking us out for a milkshake at Denny's, he's decided to dress exactly like our president and meet us at the Polish border where there are plenty of newly single mail-order brides. Young man, if you want to help, take a drag off that Marlboro red, grab a kitchen knife and come on down, we've got plenty of prizes in store for you if you want to kill some rats. We saw what you did the last time you made a documentary. You slept with one of the subjects, and unfortunately it wasn't El Chapo, it was that Mexican whore.
3 weeks of training, they can fly the MiGs and the ASUs now. We know that not from Sean Penn. We know that from the California National Guard, who has had a 30-year exercise training mutual with Ukraine, and we're there with the Ukrainian aviators just shortly before they were pulled out because of the politics and the policies related to this, impending invasion. So I think we really have to rethink this, because these are at this point truly humanitarian mechanisms.
I want to get to what you've seen, but I want to go back to this question. Poland offered, what was it, 28 or 29 MiGs?
Yeah.
Every report says Joe Biden vetoed that. Forget politics. I think he made the wrong call. I think he should have green lighted.
Not everybody says he vetoed it, and I'm not going to.
All right, whoever vetoed it. A lot of reports that it was Biden.
Some people say that something that was meant to be covert got leaked and became overt, and that compromised these NATO partners. What matters to me is, and what's true is for a squadron, which is, 2 squadrons is probably what it would take from everyone that's an expert I talk to end this thing. And that's about $300 million. One billionaire could pay for those planes if the NATO countries would let them overfly and deliver them.
All right. I look at, and I've had arguments with a lot of my friends here. I do not believe, I think if we learn from recent history that politicians, Republicans and Democrats, they're all gung-ho, they start these wars, they don't fight them to win them. They start the war, gung-ho, then they politicize the war, then we lose our national treasure, our sons and daughters, then others come home with debilitating injuries, lost limbs, legs, arms, deformities that you can't even imagine. I've met many of them in the course of my life. And then they say, never mind, and like the disaster in Afghanistan, they pull out. So I'm not for one boot on the ground. Ronald Reagan had a doctrine, and the doctrine was, in the case of the former Soviet Union invading Afghanistan in the 80s, he supplied Stinger missiles to the Mujahideen, by the way, not perfect partners by any means, and they were able to defeat the former Soviet Union. He helped the Nicaraguan freedom fighters, the Contra rebels against the Sandinistas, and Daniel Ortega. Okay, I support that doctrine. I support the Trump doctrine that if you're going to fight a war, you push buttons using new military weaponry and technology, and you bomb the living, I call it Adam Schiff. You bomb the ship out of.
But I would argue
you bomb the ship out of the caliphate.
And now give me a chance to respond.
Hang on, I will. Baghdadi and Soleimani and the Al-Qaeda leader in Yemen. Those are 2 doctrines I believe in. If we were to apply those doctrines here, I believe Ukraine would win. What's your doctrine?
Here's what we have to know, is that the Ukrainians are fighting to win. And they're fighting to win for the very thing that we're able to do right now, to be free, to dream. And that is what we say we represent as Americans. So we have a great example of fighting to win.